Here are today's top stories. 63 villages in North Cotabato vote to join the proposed region under the Bangsamoro Organic Law. The Department of Justice reiterates that there will be no violation of the civil rights of arrested Rappler CEO Maria Ressa. Customs personnel are warned against the scam soliciting money for supposed election candidates. And 95 local government units around Manila Bay are found not complying with environmental laws.
Good day, I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. North Cotabato has officially joined the proposed Bangsamoro entity following the second plebiscite held last February 6. This as 63 barangays voted in favor of the measure. Benj Bondoc has a story.
A total of 63 barangays out of the 67 from 7 towns in North Cotabato have voted to be included in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. The Commission on Elections, sitting as the National Plebiscite Board of Canvassers, adjourned the counting of the votes after it completed the canvassing of the 8 certificates of canvass from Lanao del Norte and North Cotabato. The 63 barangays voted in favor of the Bangsamoro Organic Law during the second round of the plebiscite held last February 6. The other barangays shall not form part of the BARMM as majority of the votes from the municipalities to which these barangays belong is not in favor of their inclusion. Meanwhile, the towns of Baloy, Munay, Nunungan, Pantar, Tagoloan, and Tangkal in Lanao del Norte also agreed to be included in the BARMM. But based on the total votes from the rest of the participating villages, the COMELEC and Bank ruled that Lanao del Norte will not be part of the BARMM. The NPBOC reconvened on February 7, a day after the holding of the second round of referendum. The first round of the plebiscite, held on January 21, ratified the BOL that created the BARMM. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondoc.
The military is tracking down to rescue 2 troops and 12 militiamen kidnapped by the New People's Army in Sibagat, AGUSAN del Sur last December. AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Noel Detayato said the 4th Infantry Division is in charge of the operation. Detayato stressed that the military does not negotiate with kidnappers and terrorists, referring to the demand for suspension of military operations. Meanwhile, the AFP has also organized a unit tasked to neutralize deadly anti-personnel mines used by the New People's Army. Detayato says the AFP has acquired equipment for detection and neutralization of improvised explosive devices and landmines. The international humanitarian law prohibits the use of landmines and IED where there's a probability that civilians will become victims. President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered the creation of new information technology centers to provide more jobs in Metro Manila. More on this from Miguel Hill.
In line with the government's vision to provide more job opportunities, President Rodrigo Duterte has signed 2 proclamations creating information technology centers in Metro Manila. Under Proclamation number 672, Duterte designated a portion of EDSA Corner North Avenue in Diliman, Quezon City as an IT park to be known as SM City North EDSA Complex. On the other hand, Proclamation number 673 designates a building and the parcel of land upon which it stands as a Special Economic Zone or IT Center in Bonifacio Global City, Taguig. President Duterte created the IT Parks and Special Economic Zones upon the recommendation of the Board of Directors of the Philippine Economic Zone Authority. IT parks are hubs entitled to all benefits given special economic zones to make it more attractive to foreign investors who want to set up their own business process outsourcing offices. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
Customs personnel are warned against a campaign scam, and the Commission on Higher Education joins moves to promote peace. More on these and other news around the metro from Joyce Kudis.
The Bureau of Customs warned against unscrupulous individuals who are using President Rodrigo Duterte's name to solicit or accept campaign funds or materials. Customs Commissioner Ray Leonardo Guerrero said that certain individuals have been defrauding people from the private and public sectors to ask for aid in support of certain aspirants. Stakeholders are urged to report suspects through the Custom Help Desk of the official Customs Facebook page. Meanwhile, the Philippine Embassy in Warsaw on Thursday reiterated its recommendation to suspend the deployment of Filipinos for work in Poland's road transport sector. About 62 Filipino truck drivers in Germany and Poland have been rescued from poor working conditions by the Philippine government. Charge d'Affaires Maria Alne Gambles said job seekers should only deal with agencies that practice ethical recruitment, as well as those that approve job orders from the Philippine Overseas Employment Agency. In other news, the Commission on Higher Education is launching a Peace Festival this year in cooperation with the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light organization. The festival aims to promote a culture of peace and harmony in the country to achieve sustainable development. CHED is also eyeing the integration of peace education in the higher education curriculum to sustain efforts to promote peace. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Joyce Goodies.
Despite diversity in culture and religion, some 23 foreign news agencies from different parts of the world vowed to promote the principles of tolerance and coexistence. On the sidelines of the World Government Summit held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, leaders of different media outfits signed an agreement dubbed as News Agency's Tolerance Charter. The charter signing, initiated by the Emirates News Agency, or WAM, through its Executive Director Mohammed Al-Raisi, was in line with the UAE Declaration of 2019 as the Year of Tolerance. It is anchored on the importance and role of the media, following the principles of promoting the development, spread, follow-up, exchange, and application of values relating to tolerance. The Charter specifies exchange of news to strengthen the concept of coexistence, news about initiatives and projects espousing the values, news about dialogues conducted between cultures and civilizations, news about cultural and social programs, and news about implementing and formulating legislation and policies. The Philippine News Agency is one of the signatories of the Tolerance Chapter, along with WAM and 21 other news organizations from the Middle East, Russia, Europe, and Asia. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
Still to come, the Department of Justice reiterates that there will be no violation of the civil rights of arrested Rappler CEO Maria Ressa. The PNP hails a fisherman for helping in the seizure of a cocaine package in the Dinagat Islands. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues. The Department of Justice assures full protection of the civil rights of online news website Rappler's publisher Maria Ressa. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara said Ressa's arrest in connection with a cyber libel complaint filed by a private individual is procedural. He said Ressa could have avoided detention at the NBI by posting bail even before the warrant was served. Ressa posted bail of 100,000 pesos not long after she publicly denounced the Philippine justice system for allegedly persecuting her. Guevara also reiterated that the cases against Rappler and Ressa have nothing to do with press freedom. He said the court will surely give her a fair trial based on the facts and the law and not personal attacks and emotional rhetoric. German development agency GIZ has extended help to the country in advancing renewable energy use in the country. Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi said GIZ has played an instrumental role in boosting the deployment and use of renewable energy. GIZ has provided the Philippines technical and financial assistance through the Support CCC2 project, which began in 2015 and culminated this Wednesday. The DOE noted that the partnership with GIZ has also helped the government manage the increasing amount of variable renewable energy, adapt power planning, and facilitate capacity building for energy stakeholders. The partnership was able to provide assessment of the state's power planning process, policy review, cost-benefit analysis of the energy sector, and analysis of the Negros solar situation. Food giant Jollibee Foods Corporation booked a 17.1% increase in profit in 2018 after opening 502 stores, the highest number of new stores opened for a single year in its 40-year history. In a statement, JFC said its net income reached 8.3 billion pesos last year from 7.1 billion in 2017. System-wide sales grew by 16.6% for the entire year of 2018. Revenues also grew by 20.6% to 158.67 billion pesos from 131.58 billion. In the Philippines, sales of its restaurant chains increased by 15.1% for the entire year. Sales of stores abroad surged by 55.5%, led by the North America business, which grew by 161% due to the consolidation of Smash Burger. JFC Chief Executive Officer Ernesta Tanmantiong said the Philippine business performed strongly in 2018 despite rising inflation rates and slowing gross domestic product growth. Troops have clashed anew with Abu Sayyaf group bandits in Sulu province, resulting in the death of a soldier and the wounding of 3 others. Westmincom Chief Lieutenant General Arnel de la Vega said the firefight broke out around noon in Barangay AGUSAN, Paticul, Sulu, when the troops chanced upon a group of bandits while on combat operation. The firefight lasted for about 20 minutes, after which the ASG bandits withdrew to different directions. The slain and injured soldiers reportedly belong to the Army's 6th Special Forces Battalion. De la Vega said immediate assistance will be provided to the families of the dead and wounded soldiers. Meantime, pursuit operations against the bandits are ongoing. The DPWH completes the first phase of Boracay's road network. Meanwhile, in Mindanao, the Westmincom braces for its continued campaign against terrorists. More on this and other stories from the provinces from Benj Bondok.
The first phase of the road network project in Boracay Island is substantially completed, and the contractor for the second phase has started its mobilization of equipment. The Department of Public Works and Highways said some 350 million pesos worth of road projects will be implemented this year. Also, the rehabilitation program of around 12 to 15 kilometers of road network are almost halfway finished. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police thanked a fisherman for helping in the seizure of a large cache of cocaine off Dinagat Island. Fisherman Goni Corrada found a shipment discovered to be containing 37 blocks of cocaine last Tuesday. PNP spokesperson Bernard Banak says police continue to monitor areas where similar drug packages may be found. In Zamboanga City, the head of the Joint Task Forces and component units of the Western Mindanao Command have been ordered to remain focused in the campaign against terrorists. Westmincom Chief Lieutenant General Arnel de la Vega told commanders to remain focused on their task and sustain their momentum. He says joint task forces will enhance information operations efforts as basis for their focused military operations. West Mincom's area of operation are in the western and central Mindanao regions. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Bench Bondo.
Up next, 95 local government units around Manila Bay are found not complying with environmental laws. A workshop in Pangasinan seeks to teach the youth how to write and appreciate the ancient script of the Baybayin. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders. More than half of local government units surrounding Manila Bay have reportedly failed to comply with environmental laws. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año said a total of 95 LGUs, or 53% of the total 178 LGUs, failed to hit the indicators gauging their compliance to existing environmental laws. Año noted decades worth of shortcomings have led to the problems of Manila Bay. However, he said that rather than point fingers, they hope to bring all LGUs to cooperate in bringing back the Bay to its former glory. LGUs will be provided capacity development, workshops, coaching, and mentoring in creating programs in line with environmental laws. Año also warned that LGUs that will not cooperate with them in rehabilitating Manila Bay may face disciplinary action. Motorists must brace for heavy traffic as a Tandang Sora flyover and intersection in Quezon City will be closed for the construction of the MRT-7. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority said the flyover will be closed starting at 11 p.m. of February 23. The closure of the 4-lane Tandang Sora flyover and intersection along Commonwealth Avenue will last for 2 years to give way for the construction of the Tandang Sora station, an elevated guideway, and a pocket track of the MRT-7. The closure will affect more than 100,000 motorists traveling along Commonwealth Avenue and up to 3,000 motorists using the Tandang Sora intersection daily. The MMDA will install a temporary U-turn slot 500 meters away from the Tandang Sora intersection to divert vehicular traffic. In sports, legendary PBA player Danny Ildefonso is suiting up for a benefit game against his former rivals even as he is nursing an injury. Ildefonso is looking forward to playing with fellow San Miguel legends in the return of the rivals' exhibition matches on Sunday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. He said he will play despite nursing a groin injury he sustained during practice. The Beermen will face Alaska in the first game of a benefit doubleheader organized by UNTV and backed by the PBA. The team consists of different generations of San Miguel players including Alan Kaidik and Ato Agustin. Ildefonso will also take part in a father and son two-ball where he will partner with current National University standout Dave Ildefonso for the side event. A civic group in Pangasinan held a workshop on how to write using the ancient script Baybayin. The workshop aimed to reconnect the youth with their history and culture and inspire them to keep traditions such as the Baybayin alive. Joyce Gudis has a story.
The Philippines has a rich spoken and written language system that dates back thousands of years. One of these is Baybayin, an ancient script used by Tagalog people, and learning this will help the present generation understand the dynamics of personal and trade relations of our ancestors. The Junior Chamber International in Lingayen, Bagoong has inspired the youth in Pangasinan to appreciate baybayin through the two-phase write-up held here last February 9 to 10. The chapter's immediate past president, Reginald Agusalon, said they wanted to use the activity as an avenue for the youth to be involved with Filipino literature and history. The activity focused on identifying the basics of baybayin such as its strokes and kudlit marks. It also featured an introduction to other writing systems in the Philippines. Agusalon also revealed that they are already on the works for the second phase of the program. In previous reports, Pangasinan 2nd District Representative Leopoldo Batawil filed a bill designating the baybayin script as the country's national writing system. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Joyce Cudis.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's top stories.
63 villages in North Cotabato vote to join the proposed region under the Bangsamoro Organic Law. The Department of Justice reiterates that there will be no violation of the civil rights of arrested Rappler CEO Maria Ressa. Customs personnel are warned against the scam soliciting money for supposed election candidates. And 95 local government units around Manila Bay are found not complying with environmental laws.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Good day.